The United States today is still part of the 5 countries that hold the veto power in the United Nations. Why is this important? Because these 5 in the Security Council can remove any vote. They can be all the countries in the entire world, all right, and they could all vote for peace and nuclear disarmament, and just one of these countries can vote no, and there's nothing all the countries in the world can do. What are these 5 countries? They're the United States, it is Russia, it is China, it is France, and it is the UK. And why do they hold this power? Because they have the strongest military might. Now, how contradictory is that? Biggest militaries in the world who have nuclear arms are the ones who can prevent nuclear arms from being used, and of course they won't do that because that's what gives them their power. And so we need to remove their power from the Security Council and making a democratic vote where the majority rules instead of just 5 can choose the fate of all humanity. We need to remove their power and make them equal to all other countries, because that's what the United Nations is truly about. It's about equality between all these countries, as well as universal declaration of human rights for all the people living in these countries. And this is what these 5 superpowers want to stop. They want to disable the United Nations as they've had for so long. They want to prevent the United Nations from doing the will of the Most High Selassie Rastafari, planned and intended with helping create the United Nations, which is nuclear disarmament, which is no more wars but peace and solving through communication, right? As well as protecting nature and our environment, as well as standing up for and ensuring our human rights, no matter what country you're from, no matter where you need to go, as a refugee or not, that you have standard human rights throughout the entire world that must be recognized, or that country will be in trouble. As well as what's still happening today with these 5 superpowers and why they need to be stopped and their power needs to be removed, so that we can stop history from repeating itself. And we know if history repeats itself in this time, it will be way worse with these countries with their nuclear arms and war break out again. So now is the time. Check out Reform United Nations now online to join the movement with Rasta Elijah Tufari, who is the founder of this, who's continuing the movement of the Most High Selassie Rastafari.
Haile Selassie founded the United Nations as the 13th founding member and conceived of it with President Roosevelt. It is written in magazines, including the American in 1942 issue of June. It speaks very clearly of the prophecies of the future of how the United Nations would be a holy body of biblical proportions. When Africa can come together and realize our lack of representation and the fact that we have 5 countries that represent a vestige of colonialism, that they are not the same as they were and neither are we. We must modernize them. We have an opportunity here that never was able to be in human history. And we have a responsibility that we've never had, which is to save the world with love. And it's something called collective security.
To get it to the place we need to change this earth to the kingdom of heaven, right here, right now. So please, guys, share this video. If you know someone who's a freedom fighter and someone who would want to see this video, leave a comment, share, and go check out Reform the United Nations now to see what you can do to help.
Whip them, Jah, 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 whip them. Them cannot escape, no. For all of the wrongs they have done, the wickedness, me say them surely have to pay. Whip them, Jah, 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 whip them. Them cannot escape, no. For all of the wrongs they have done to Jah Jah children, yes, them cannot escape. Compensation could never recompense for them damage. I tell you, yes, them cheat us so savage. No doubt because